Good afternoon, viewers. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Sage, your host, live from Kalkine TV studio in Sydney, and you're watching the Crypto Buzz. So Bitcoin's been stuck in a range, and although it did exceed the US $40,000 mark this week, it is still stuck in that range, and Ether had a surge this week too, and now is around the 2,500 US dollar level, and some analysts are hoping to see it even reach $3,000. But as we know, the price of cryptos are very volatile, and in today's show we'll learn more about payment solutions giant PayPal and what they're doing in the way of developing digital wallets, as well as what they are doing to prevent the use of their payment solutions for extremist groups. We'll also take a look at why Turkey has imposed regulations against cryptocurrencies and shine a spotlight on the local currencies and the digitization of them into blockchain in the UK. So every day the world of cryptocurrency is branching out into new territory, and what began as one cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, has now become thousands and more than 3,000 to be exact, and new digital currencies enter the fray seemingly every day. Most cryptos are developed to solve some kind of problem, perhaps a problem related to scalability or a problem related to mining. Some, however, are simply created as jokes, and the most well-known of these is Dogecoin, a crypto which was developed to satirize other cryptos like Bitcoin. The mascot for Dogecoin is a Japanese dog breed, Shiba Inu, which at the time was a popular meme. Another meme coin, however, developed earlier this year was a crypto by the name of elongate. And much like its predecessor Dogecoin, elongate has garnered a fair bit of attention. Elongate is a cryptocurrency on the Binance Smart Chain, and according to Elongate's website, the goal of Elongate is to grow a global momentum that goes against traditional financial systems by linking profitability to positive social impacts. And simply put, the profits made from Elongate, which is a crypto made in homage of Elon Musk, will go towards making positive social change. So pretty lofty ambitions for a meme coin. It achieves this by charging a 10% tax on transactions, in which a majority goes to charity. But before Tesla's CEO Elon Musk was inspiring new crypto coins, he was at home reading the full volume of the encyclopedia, as well as developing one of the first online banks in 1999 called X.com, which merged with another online bank, Confinity, which had a more popular money transfer service called PayPal. And the merged companies now had the young entrepreneur Elon Musk as a CEO till he was ousted by the board in 2000. However, in 2002, when eBay acquired PayPal for $1.5 billion, Mr. Musk took away a cool $180 million, which he used to start SpaceX, his company in space exploration. So in 2014, PayPal CEO Dan Schulman took the helm after eBay announced a split from the enterprise, and in the aim to streamline and make more cost-effective the US government stimulus payments through the use of digital wallets, Mr. Schulman has suggested this as a strategy. And in doing so, Mr. Schulman also used his powers of persuasion to coax the government to harness a central bank digital currency, which through the use of digital wallets could be easily transferred and stored, similar to what is already being put into effect in China. Schulman also one who advocates the superiority of the blockchain-based payment systems that delineate the need for the middleman, banks as we familiarly know them as, calling the existing fiat system antiquated. There is evidence that this support for the legacy system developed around a decentralized finance structure could bear an elements of a self-perpetuating prophecy, considering his interests in developing PayPal with world-class payment solutions and modernising the financial system of money transfers and storage. But he's not alone in his mission, however. Other fintech giants such as Coinbase, Square Inc. and Robinhood, who recently launched publicly for $38 per share, raising approximately $2 billion, despite a disappointing 8% drop in their price after listing. The trading app, leveraging the retail investor and millennials, is now said to have a market cap of close to $30 billion and says it has plans to develop a crypto wallet as well. So these are the companies to approach if you are planning to study or are studying cryptography or blockchain, as PayPal has released it's hiring more than 100 crypto techs as the demand grows for the internet currency. And these exciting expansion plans will see the need for engineering managers, strategy managers, blockchain AML analytics, crypto tax reporting managers and operations managers, as well as legal directors. And these experts will put their heads together to nut out PayPal's crypto services, including the launch of a super app similar to that of Stripe's, a UK expansion, third-party wallet transfers and open banking integration. Exciting times for PayPal and the emergence of cryptocurrencies into the mainstream payment solutions. And it is now time for a short break. But after the break, we'll take a look at what else PayPal is doing to stop the use of digital currencies for the funding of hate groups.
Hi there, James Preston for Kalkine TV. Are you into gaming and virtual reality? Does AI and the endless possibilities it entails capture your interest? Or are you constantly trawling through the web to try and discover the latest updates and innovations in the tech space? Well, let us do the work for you. From the latest product launches to shocking affairs on the World Wide Web, exclusive interviews and information about the top companies like Apple and Google to brand new tech startups vying for your attention. Kalkine's Tech Beat has the latest in what matters in the world of technology. Join me every single Monday on the Tech Beat, exclusive to Kalkine TV.
Welcome back, viewers. I'm Sage and you're watching the Crypto Buzz. And there's no doubt that cryptocurrencies have a dark side, with the internet currency being used on the dark web for the purchase of drugs and guns. There are also fears that digital stablecoins were used to fund the 9/11 terrorist attacks that rocked New York in 2001. PayPal has announced that it is working with the not-for-profit organisation, the Anti-Defamation League, or ADL, in investigating the payment network's records to sift out transactions that may have been funded by extremist and hate groups. And PayPal's Chief Risk Officer, Kalkine, says sophisticated systems are being developed for the purpose of positive impacts upon society and with the intent of stopping illegal activity. And this is similar to the way PayPal froze the WikiLeaks account in 2010, forcing the whistleblower site to use Bitcoin. However, there have still been criticisms against these bans from the strong-held positions of the Austro-libertarians and those who believe that the government is corrupt. Male prostitutes have also been on the receiving end of PayPal censorships in the past, with many Pornhub accounts being frozen, causing a shift to Bitcoin as the Pornhub accounts became suspended. Freedom of speech and the end to extremist hate groups has a reputation for being a perplexing space, as the issue of who is to decide what is considered hateful and hate speech varies from community to subculture, making apparent somewhat of a grey area. Anyhow, the moves PayPal are taking, working with the ADL, presents an opening into further investigation of how these groups spread their notions and propaganda, which will gather insights to make the financial industry and executive arm of the law more effective in the community. So taking a look at regulations on non-digital currencies around the world, India and China still are both the forerunners in phasing out cryptocurrencies in their nations. However, Turkey has also come under the spotlight with putting a ban on cryptocurrency as a payment method due to its ability to create losses on the exchange rate for the Turkish lira, as well as the lack of regulation in the sphere. Turkey has seen a surge in the use of cryptocurrencies this year, with trading volumes increasing from 7 billion lira in February up to well over 218 billion lira more recently. And with the British government currently in development of the British digital currency, fondly named the Bitcoin, it will be interesting to see how policy in the EU and the UK, who are situated between China and the US in the emergence of new regulations on the once decentralised finance currency, will their curiosities continue to procure more Fed-assisted policy surrounding the space, or will they err to the side of caution and follow suit with India and China imposing bans? And when we return from the break, we'll take a closer look at the UK's local currencies and their preeminent effects of their digitisation.
Tune in to get the latest information.
Whether it's about market movements or the currency graph,
Sectoral coverage or industry news.
we cover it all on our news segments.
Be on top of the latest news
with Kalkine TV.
Welcome back, viewers. Thank you so much for joining us. Sage here. You're watching the Crypto Buzz by Kalkine TV. And the UK has a tradition of innovative financial strategies by encouraging crypto and fintech startups, has several local currencies that are being swayed towards morphing into digital currencies. Some of you may have heard of the local currencies of the UK, the Bristol and Brixton pound perhaps. They have kept the high streets in those respective towns pulsing. However, with the coronavirus pandemic almost totally eliminating the use of the cold hard cash for payments at point of purchase, it seems, in order to survive, local currencies may have to evolve to their technological manifestation as digital currencies. Plans are being drawn up to make the switch to blockchain-based tokens, which will eventually become stable coins. Miami in the USA will be the first city coin in a project that is due to continue rolling out local currencies for US cities, and aptly named Miami Coin is to launch this week. For those that don't know much about local currencies, traditionally the legal tender can only be used in designated localities, and the idea being that the notes are used to support the local businesses trading independently. Local cultural heroes are forever saluted, being the poster boys of the notes. There was David Bowie for the Brixton pound and John Lennon for the Liverpool pound. Being launched in 2012, the Bristol pound was surrounded by scepticism, and this year the project has seemed to fade due to the decline of the use of cash due to the coronavirus. But upgrades to the system are expected, with Diana Finch, the leader of the Bristol pound project, informing she is spending a significant amount of money to create the new Bristol Pay system built on the Crown blockchain platform, which will become a payment system that will be aligned with the sterling pound. The newly digitised Bristol pound is due to be launched in spring 2022. And all the existing legal tender notes for the Bristol pound are due for expiration September 30th, 2021. Although a costly affair and the main reason behind the demise of many local currencies, Bristol Pay will be functioning as a closed-loop payment system which will make it affordable. And any profits made will be sent off to charity. The Brixton Pound project leaders are excited about their soft launch due much sooner, by the end of 2021, partnered with Algorand blockchain. Guy Davies says this digital currency will differ from local currencies as it does not look to completely replace the national currency. There are still massive debates on the relevance of local currencies and the issue of where there will be opportunities to use them, and in order to keep local businesses' doors open, as it is highly unlikely that suppliers will accept the local currencies. The Swiss WIR is the world's oldest known local currency, created in 1934. Amidst the backdrop of high unemployment and looming war, it has stayed buoyant, although local currencies are highly susceptible to the effects of the unemployment rate. And the WIR has a network of 50,000 users and has an approximate annual revenue of 1.5 billion euros, coming from 17% of the total Swiss business network that it operates amongst. And in more recent times, 2019 saw the emergence of Sardinia's Sardex, which was currently a local currency and has 3,000 members on its local currency network. Blockchain can be seen as advantageous, being a highly secure system. However, they are very energy intensive, requiring much attention through verification of the blockchain in order to identify and prevent data manipulation. And that's all for today's Crypto Buzz. Thank you for joining us, and hopefully you've been able to take something away with you. We look forward to bringing you more live market updates on the economy and diverse themes and sectors. This is Sage signing off for now.